Hey guys, welcome to Monday Move, where we enhance your asana. I'm going to start to work with bringing our weight onto our hands again for a little while because I noticed that so many of my students always have some wrist issues and that just weight distribution, they just need reminders sometimes. So we're going to work through some variations of down dog over the next few weeks and maybe get into some arm balances. So some fun stuff coming up. So let's just get on our mats and work with a variation of down dog, the three-legged down dog. All right, so as a review here real quick, again, so the weight distribution for your hands is I want you to think of using the entire circumference of your hands. So I don't want your fingers closed together. I want you to spread your fingers nice and wide. And when you initially put your hands on the ground here, fingertip the floor. So feel that grippiness of the finger pads. And then before you plant your hand fully, I want you to spread your fingers and just get the full length of your fingers on the ground. So it's just these base knuckles and your fingers on the ground. So that's where I want the majority of your weight to be. Then slowly start to bring your palm onto the ground, but don't put the majority of the weight back into the wrist. Keep that pressure more forward in your hand. All right, I'm going to turn this way. Again, another review. Don't let the elbows roll in. I really want you to externally rotate the arms. So roll your upper arm bone out. So this crease here is facing away from you. Okay, so I like to say wrap your triceps in towards the body. Pull your shoulders down from your ears. Okay, so now your shoulders are nice and snugged into their joint socket there. Okay. So now curl the toes under. Again, you don't have to have straight legs in your down dog. I prefer a nice long line from your wrists to your pelvis. Don't sink too far into the front body. So knit your lower ribs up. And then scoop your navel point up into the bowl of your pelvis. Take your tailbone to the sky. And then just let your heels become heavy. And again, you don't need stick straight legs and you don't need your heels on the ground, okay? Focus on a nice long line through the top half of your body. For three-legged down dog, what you're going to do, using the back side of your leg muscles, so your hamstrings and your glute muscles, you're going to inhale and lift your right leg up to the sky. Lower it down on an exhale. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale down. Take a break. Now, where people get this wrong is they just swing their leg up and back, open up the hip, and just do it mindlessly. Okay, so what I want you to do is, we're going to come into this again. When you lift the leg, I want you to focus on lifting up through the inseam of your leg, so your inner thigh. Think about that lifting up higher than the outside of your thigh. Because the key is to keep the hips squared to the ground instead of misaligned. So let's do this again. So let's start on the fingertips. Full length of the fingers, then the wrist. Curl the toes under, lift the hips. So again, let's start with the right leg. As you inhale, think about lifting from the inside of your leg. Now again, if you start to open up the hips, that's too far. So roll the top hip, so roll your right hip back towards the ground. Think about kissing the right hip point towards the left hip point. Lift with the inner thigh, and then lower down. Let's do the left side. Again, lift the left leg, hamstrings, glutes, primarily through the inside of your leg. Keep the hips square. Again, just don't fling the leg up because that's as high as I can lift my leg a whole lot higher if I just throw it up in the air. But I'm functionally moving here. So use your muscles, keep the hips square, and lift your leg and keep your hips level to the ground. Lower down. Come to your knees. Very simple action, but again, some people just mindlessly throw their leg up in the air, open up the hips, and again, that's not the point of the pose that we're trying to get at. So play with it. Make sure you're utilizing the back muscles of your leg, and keep the hips square. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, please use the comment section to ask them, and I will hopefully respond to you as soon as I see them. And otherwise, have a great rest of your week, a beautiful day. Namaste.